Channel, Blessed Trimability. I promised some cooking videos, and this is my first attempt at it, so we're going to go. We're going to try to do some things about, I'm going to talk about coffee with me. This is what I like to do in making my coffee. I'm trying to stay not totally dairy free, but really trying to lean towards not a lot of dairy because of its inflammatory properties. And so I'm going to show you how I make my coffee creamer, and it has no dairy in it, but it really tastes good, and it's something I've used for a couple of years. So let me turn you down here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take unsweetened almond milk, and you can use the vanilla or the original. And this is a pint jar, and I'm just going to put about, for right now, I'm going to put about 3/4 full here on it. And then I like to take, and I'm going to put, for this I'm going to put, on this pint jar, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of vanilla. 1 tablespoon of almond. It's just a scant tablespoon. And then if this is the normal mix right here that I do. It makes like a French vanilla, but you can have that plain like that, or you can enhance it to any other flavor you want. And sometimes what I do, I'm going to put some, if you can see that, peanut butter extract in it. I'm going to put just about a 1/2 tablespoon of that in it. Take it on up there. I'm going to pour that in to the almond milk. Now you can use this shelf-stable almond milk, or you can, this is the refrigerated kind. I've noticed with the shelf-stable almond milk that it's not, I don't like the texture of it quite as well. And you notice I have my, you see this, my Trim Healthy Mama spoon set, measuring spoon set, because I got that, so it has the little, what they call the donk in it. It has one of those. I really like that. So to get this, now if you don't like sweetened coffee, don't put the sweetener in, but I like sweetened, so to this I put 2 tablespoons, 1, 2, of super sweet. If you want gentle sweet in it, then you would have to put 4 tablespoons to get it this sweet. Powder off that kind of gets you a little bit. So then you just stir this up, and then I see how much extra room I have, and just fill it the rest of the way up. And so now you have peanut butter flavored, and of course it has the vanilla and the almond in it too, creamer. And I like to use the coffee pods. I've got some chocolate coffee pods, and then I put the peanut butter creamer in with it, and then I have the chocolate peanut butter. Okay, so that's how we make the creamer. But also, you remember back when the THM girls, they came out with the Trimmy mix? Well, like I said, I'm trying to stay away from dairy as much, so I'm going to talk about how I like to make it. And also, when I make my coffee of a morning, I take the collagen Trimmy mix that I'm going to make. I put that in there, and then I put, the creamer, but then also you can put a teaspoon of the MCT oil. But I have figured out a way, because, when you pour this out of here, it just drips everywhere, and it's just not exactly, what you want to do. But you can use it too. But I ordered some of this MCT oil powder. And I figured out a recipe to where we can still keep it, within the limits that we want to, and we can make a mix that has the same properties, even though it has the MCT oil powder. It's not as messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bowl, and I'm going to put, now if you don't want dairy in yours, then use all collagen powder. And I don't want dairy in mine, so I'm going to put 1.5 cups 1 cup. And a 1/2 cup. And then you're going to put your 3 tablespoons of sunflower lecithin in it, which is really, really good for your brain. It helps with that a lot. Okay. Then to this, I figured out to the equivalent of what I would put in my coffee each morning that we would need 10 tablespoons or 5/8 of a cup of the MCT powder. So I'm just going to use the tablespoons real quick here and do this so it's, well, they do have a little scoop in here. Let's see, how much is the scoop? A scoop is 1 gram. That doesn't help me a whole lot. So, can you hear that? That's my clock. It plays hymns on the hour, and at Christmas time you can set it to Christmas songs as well. That makes 10. Okay. So then you can put this in your blender if you want, or you can just, I'm going to use, and these are handy, little whisk. I got these at a local Amish store we have, and sometimes maybe I'll take you along down there because they have like the bulk spices, and they have sprouted grain flour, and they actually even carry some Trim Healthy Mama friendly cookbooks like Brianna Thomas's, and I don't know if they had around the family table or not, but they have a lot of things that we can use, and I like to go there. So just take and just stir this up very well. Make sure that you get the lumps out from that sunflower lecithin, and probably maybe put it in the blender or the food processor would be good as well. But what I'm going to, when I make coffee, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use, this is the scoop that you get with your collagen powders, 1.5 tablespoons. I'm going to use 1.5 of those for my coffee because then I think it will give me the right amount of protein that I want in the coffee without going over the fat that I want. So, but now if I were going to, then that's when I'm going to have this with if I'm having a S dessert, or when I want coffee with that, or if I'm going to have an E dessert, I think I would stick to about 3/4 of one of these. So you have about half of one. So you have 2 teaspoons so that you won't be going over in the fat category. But after you've stored this up, and I bought this cute little Pioneer Woman container. I did have it in like a ball jar, but then I couldn't get the scoop out, and so here I'm each morning trying to stick my hand down this ball jar to get this little scoop. And that's not something you want to do in the morning. I like for what they say, my today's self to thank my yesterday self, so mornings are smooth. I can get up, I can get to my coffee, I can get to my, my clothes are laid out, and everything that I need is ready to go. And so and then I'm just going to put this in here, and then we're going to make a cup of coffee. We can have a cup of coffee together. And that's very important about being prepared, because just like the other day, it was Friday yesterday. I was so tired. I had done so much that week but I thought, oh, what am I going to eat? I had stuff, but I didn't really want them. But I grabbed some slaw mix that I had in the refrigerator, had it already bagged up. And then I remember at work, I try to keep like a pouch of the tuna. I had that. So I grabbed I had some salad dressing already in a container, so that I could grab that easy out of the refrigerator, and that slaw mix, and I put that tuna with it for my protein. So I was able to stay on plan and not be, discouraged, or Serena and Pearl talk about being hangry, to where, you just get hungry. You just get tired, and you don't want to grab just anything that you can, because that is a temptation, because we're all busy. We all get tired, and that's when I think a lot of the slip-ups tend to occur. Okay, so here's our mix. And let me, so far we've made the creamer. So I would put the creamer in my coffee and the mix, And then we would use the little blender to do that. We'll do that here in a second. But also I want to show you something else that I make. And I had a friend of mine that she was over for dinner, 2 or 3 of my girlfriends. We were working on something for the door prizes for the ladies meeting. And she, sometimes that little powder gets up to you, but we were having coffee, and I had just plain cinnamon then, and I opened the cinnamon, she put her fingers in, and she said, "Oh, I put my fingers in your cinnamon." I said, "That's okay." And then she moved away, but she's moved back, and I'm so glad she's back. But I told her, even while she was gone, I said, "I prayed for you every morning, because when I would put my cinnamon in my coffee, I would think of Kelly and think, and say a prayer for her." And that's things, that we need to do is when the Lord reminds you of somebody, just say a quick prayer for them like that. And what this is, so I've changed this a little bit. This is cinnamon and sugar, and when they did the big batch oatmeal, it made me think of this. And now what I'll do is, it's about 2 to 1 cinnamon, and I used the Truvia with it, where it's more granular, because you want this to have a little bit of substance to it. So this has probably got a half a cup of Truvia, the pourable kind, and like 1/4 cup of cinnamon. And I like to use the good Ceylon, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but the Ceylon cinnamon to put on top of there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a cup of coffee. It's 5 in the afternoon. I don't usually drink coffee this time of day, but I'm going to make one anyway, and we'll do that. So what I do is, okay, I'm going to make, I'll go here to the Keurig. I don't know if I can get you that you can see that. Yep, I think you can. And since we made that peanut butter, I'm going to make a cup of chocolate coffee. I'll put this in here. Oh, and one other thing I was going to tell you was, if you're wanting to make it like with the whey powder, if that doesn't bother you, and it doesn't really bother me since it's so pure, but they have the flavored wheys from the Trim Healthy Mama, so you could even, and I'm not sure which one once they discontinued, but if they had the cookies and cream, if you put 3/4 a cup collagen, 3/4 a cup whey powder, you could have cookies and creamer. I know they have the chocolate and the strawberry, so you could make creamer of like any flavor you want. But then, if you don't like flavored coffee, then just make the plain. But we're gonna make this coffee, and I remember I was telling my doctor about how I made it, and she said, "Foo-foo coffee, that's good for you," because if you could get one of those coffees out, which they're very expensive, but plus they have all kinds of ingredients we don't need to be eating. But if we put the collagen powder, the MCT in it, as well as the sunflower lecithin, and we've used almond milk in the creamer, then we have things that aren't as bad for us. And there may be some other types of not collagen, but the whey powder. There are different flavors. I generally just stick with the Trim Healthy Mama brand, because I know that I'm satisfied with it. And as far as the different flavors, and I've made peanut butter. This is what we made today, was the peanut butter. I've got eggnog flavor, and you can get caramel flavor. So there's a whole bunch of different flavors you can make for your coffee. Okay. So as soon as this peanut butter, the chocolate coffee gets done, we'll put our, I like to do it first, pour it into the Ninja blender cup, and then we'll put some creamer and our collagen mix. Okay. And here's this. Just down just a little bit so you can see. And there's probably a better way to put this in here, but this is kind of what I do. Some of that in there. And then here's our scoop. Scoop and a half. I thought this was cute, this little thing was this of a morning. Pop that up like that. That'll be so handy. Okay. Now, if I can't figure out how to edit out how to make the Ninja blender sound, then we'll just hear it. So I'm going to blend it in the Ninja. Look, it's got foam on it. Pour that in your cup. And I do think when you use the MCT oil, I think it does have a little bit more of a froth to it. Then I'll take the cinnamon and I'll think of Kelly and say a little prayer for her. And then you just sprinkle this cinnamon on the top. And then, look, you can take and you can make a design in it. Look, and there you have foo-foo coffee that's good for you. And it is really good. Tastes like chocolate and peanut butter, this one does. So I will put the instructions in the description below so that you'll know how to make the foo-foo coffee that's good for you. And I encourage you to make some foo-foo coffee and take some time and spend with the Lord each morning. Thanks for cooking with me today, making this coffee. I know it was simple, but I think it's something that, especially those of you that want to be dairy-free, this is something that will really help you. And then we can, I'm cutting the top of my head off here, there. And, you know, we can go on this journey together. But if you like the whey protein, you can have dairy, put that in there as well, and you can have the coffee that way. And it's a good start to your day because you're getting, well, let's see, you're probably getting 13 grams of protein in your mix here. So that will be a good way to, you know, like I talked about, get your day started right. Make sure you have your water before coffee, especially in the morning, and then that you're setting yourself out right for the day with the protein. All right. If this is something you like, please share this video with others. Please give us a thumbs up, and please make sure that you subscribe and touch the notification bell so that you'll be able to know when we upload new things. So this was my first cooking video. I'm sure they'll get better, but we'll do the best we can. So I hope that you've enjoyed this and see what you can do to be a blessing to others. Bye.